All right, so we're gonna make some linguine clams. Okay, so right here we're gonna start off. We got a little garlic infused olive oil. We're also gonna put some crushed garlic in here. This is just a tiny little pinch of chili flakes. These are those, they're called cockle clams. These are actually from New Zealand. We're gonna cover that up. On our top pot here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a little bit, this is our it's a base butter sauce. It's made with some Parmesan and a little bit of butter that's been emulsified. I'm going to put a little fresh lemon juice in here. And some parsley. We're gonna put this right on the stove. So this is called a French flat top. So it's a slightly different looking stove than you might see. A lot of the best restaurants in the world use these. They were also very common in Europe, especially still now, but also in the 80s, you'd see them very often. These are my favorite clams for this because they're like, to me, they're like the sweetest, you know?
Where are they from?
These ones are actually from New Zealand.
Okay.
They're flown in twice a week from the seafood company that I use. A lot of times people think they're manila clams because they look very similar, but these actually have like a harder shell and they're, the actual clam itself is a little bit sweeter. So you can see these are starting to open up here. We just need another minute. It's starting to smell really good in here, right?
Oh yeah.
Stir this very gently. Because we're going to take all this beautiful natural clam juice that's in there. We're going to pour that right into our butter base sauce there with the lemon juice and a little bit of parsley.
So no wine.
No wine. Yeah, not for me. I think, you know, with the lemon juice, there's enough acidity there already. Yeah. So that's our sauce coming together. You can see it's pretty loose. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our linguine now. This was just made a few hours ago. We're going to shake that off. And we're going to put that right in here. So now for me, this is the key to making any real pasta dish. Is we're taking the sauce and the pasta and then cooking them together so they actually become one. We call it glazing the pasta. The pasta becomes glazed in the sauce. So if you like a little extra sauce, that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But we don't want them to be two completely separate items. We're going to put the tiniest little pinch of salt in there. And as this cooks, the liquid reduces, starts to coat the pasta. The starch on the outside of the pasta mixes with the sauce. And you can actually see here, I like to say it's almost like writing your name in the bottom of the pot, like with a spatula, if you will. If you take some of the sauce here, it's not, you know, it's really starting to become slightly thickened. So we're gonna take all of that, coat it beautifully. And we're gonna come right here. I just popped this ball in the oven for a minute just so it's nice and warm. Then we're gonna put our beautiful pasta in there like this. And we're gonna make sure we get every little drop of sauce out of there. So you can see it is coated thoroughly, but it's not like drowning in sauce. When we put the clams, there's gonna be a little bit more residual liquid in here. And we're gonna carefully put these right over the top. So what we're gonna do now is just organize these neatly. Make sure they're all facing up. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna finish this off with a few steps. We're gonna take a little bit of chopped parsley. We're gonna do a little bit of lemon zest. Like that. And then finally, one more little pinch of chili flakes right over the top. More so for flavor, not so much for spice. And that's our linguine clams here at the pasta shop.
Amazing.
Looks so good.
It's a lot of clams.
It is. That's an order. It's a pound. It's just over a pound of clams, you know?